scholar and Fox News contributor, and Jason Nichols, American Studies professor at the University of Maryland. Both scored very high on their SATs, I'm confident. Good to see you guys tonight. Thank you very much for being here. You know, I guess, Marc, let me start with you. You know,
Sure.
What do you make of this, and how is it going to impact who gets in and who doesn't?
Well, it's obviously well-meaning because they're trying to help people who are disadvantaged get a chance at the American dream, but it's really, really misguided. And the reason for it is simple. The SAT is supposed to be an objective measure of your achievement, your competence in certain subjects, and a predictor of your ability to succeed in college. And so watering it down or contextualizing it with an adversity score is not helpful to the student, quite frankly, because when you go to, let's say you get into the college, when you turn in your homework, you don't get to turn in an adversity score with it. You're going to either pass or fail the class based on the merit of your work. And when you get out of college, if you graduate, which you might not if you're getting in with an adversity score, then when you go to your job, you don't get to turn in, like when I turn my talking points into Fox, I don't give them an adversity score, right? You know, I've got to perform. I've got to make a good point on the air here. I don't get to say an adversity score. So life is a meritocracy, and you know, what we should be doing is helping these students by having school choice and other opportunities,
having better schools, so they can get better scores. Absolutely,
that's what we should be doing.
Jason, what do you think?
Well, I would agree, and I think his talking points are great, and I think he doesn't need an adversity score
He's
there.
a professor. Do I get an A?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Thank you.
However, and I would agree with him that I love the sentiment behind it. I love the idea of trying to give people a leg up. I don't know that I agree with the method, and the reason is a little bit different than Marc's, and that is that the SATs are not objective. The SATs actually aren't a good measure of anything, particularly the verbal section. The verbal section is really just the amount of words you've been exposed to, and one of the things that we talking heads know is that, you know, the words that you say or the vocabulary you have is not a measure of intelligence or anything else. So I think that it's probably not the most appropriate way. I think, you know, if you want to gauge students and gauge their abilities, let's look at their essays, let's look at their performance in their grades, let's look at their recommendations. Those are the things that I think will really get us good students.
We all know, right, the SAT is, you know, it's a huge business, right? Testing in this country is an enormous business. I think they are doing this to some extent to stay relevant and so that the colleges don't back away from these tests, because many colleges are now test optional when you apply, and many good schools, very good schools, are test optional because they recognize that this is a racket, that kids who have enough money can be tutored for a year in advance, and they can do better than kids who don't have that advantage. So the standardized achievement test is anything but standardized, Marc. Do you agree?
No. That's absolutely true, and a lot of colleges are dropping it. I think there are 1,000 accredited colleges now who have said that they're test optional, including some very prestigious schools who are making it test optional. And they also have competition from the ACT and from other options as well. But the other thing what bothers me also about this, Martha, is that the whole thing is kind of secretive and shady, because they're not, one, the student doesn't get to see their adversity level, and so they can't challenge it, and two, they haven't laid out what the standards are. So, you know, you laid out a list of things there, but what if I live in a really nice neighborhood and go to a really good school, but my father's an alcoholic and beats me every day? I've got a lot of adversity. It's not getting captured.
There's a lot of things that would not be picked. Yeah, it's an excellent point. Jason, thank you very much. We got cut short tonight. Marc, thank you very much. Good to see both of you this evening. Hope you'll come back soon.
Thanks, Martha.
Thanks, guys.